Bhagavad Gita as it is, Chapter 8, Attaining the Supreme. Arjuna uvacha kim tad brahma kim adhyatmam kim karma purushottama adhibhutam cha kim proktam adhidevam kimuchyate. Synonyms. Arjunaha uvacha, Arjuna said, Kim, what, Tat, that, Brahma, Brahman, Kim, what, Adhyatmam, the self, Kim, what, Karma, fruitive activities, Purushottama, O Supreme Person, Adhibhutam, the material manifestation, Cha, and, Kim, what, Proktam is called, Adhidevam, the demigods, Kim, what, Uchyate is called. Translation. Arjuna inquired, O my Lord, O Supreme Person, what is Brahman? What is the Self? What are fruitive activities? What is this material manifestation? And what are the demigods? Please explain this to me. Purport. In this chapter, Lord Krishna answers these different questions of Arjuna, beginning with what is Brahman. The Lord also explains karma, fruitive activities, devotional service, and yoga principles, and devotional service in its pure form. The Srimad Bhagavatam explains that the Supreme Absolute Truth is known as Brahman, Paramatma, and Bhagavan. In addition, the living entity, individual soul, is also called Brahman. Arjuna also inquires about Atma, which refers to body, soul, and mind. According to the Vedic dictionary, Atma refers to the mind, soul, body, and senses also. Arjuna has addressed the Supreme Lord as Purushottama, Supreme Person, which means that he was putting these questions not simply to a friend but to the Supreme Person, knowing him to be the supreme authority able to give definitive answers. Text 2. Adiyajñah katham kotra dehesmin madhusudana prayana kale cha katham Nyeyosi niyatatmabihi. Synonyms. Adhiyajñah, the Lord of Sacrifice. Katham, how. Kaha, who. Atra, here. Dehe, in the body. Asmin, in this. Madhusudana, O Madhusudana. Prayana kale, at the time of death. Cha, and. Katham, how. Nyeyaha, be known. Asi, you can. Niyata atma bihi, by the self-controlled. Translation. How does this Lord of Sacrifice live in the body, and in which part does he live, O Madhusudana? And how can those engaged in devotional service know you at the time of death? Purport. The Lord of Sacrifice accepts Indra and Vishnu. Vishnu is the chief of the primal demigods, including Brahma and Shiva, and Indra is the chief of the administrative demigods. Both Indra and Vishnu are worshipped by yajna performances. But here Arjuna asks who is actually the Lord of Yajna, sacrifice, and how is the Lord residing within the body of the living entity. Arjuna addresses the Lord as Madhusudana because Krishna once killed a demon named Madhu. Actually, these questions, which are of the nature of doubts, should not have arisen in the mind of Arjuna, because Arjuna is a Krishna conscious devotee. Therefore, these doubts are like demons. Since Krishna is so expert in killing demons, Arjuna here addresses him as Madhusudana, so that Krishna might kill the demonic doubts that arise in Arjuna's mind. Now, the word prayana kale in this verse is very significant, because whatever we do in life will be tested at the time of death. Arjuna fears that at the time of death, those who are in Krishna consciousness will forget the Supreme Lord, because at such a time body functions are disrupted and the mind may be in a panic-stricken state. Therefore, Maharaja Kulashekara, a great devotee, prays, "My dear Lord, may I die immediately, now that I am healthy, so that the swan of my mind may enter into the stem of thy lotus feet." This metaphor is used because the swan often takes pleasure in entering the stem of the lotus flower. Similarly, the mind of the pure devotee is drawn to the lotus feet of the Lord. Maharaja Kulashekara fears that at the moment of death, his throat will be so choked up that he will not be able to chant the holy names, so it is better to die immediately. Arjuna questions how one's mind can remain fixed on Krishna's lotus feet at such times.